Have you ever tried to make someone smile and ended up hurting them instead? That's what happened to me on my East Asian girlfriend's birthday.
My name is Elliot Reed, but you could call me the make everything white guy. I'm the one who cracks jokes during Ken's arguments, the one who hides silly notes in the grocery bags, the one who tries to find a little bit of sunshine on every heavy day. For 3 years, my girlfriend Marin absolutely adored that part of me. She used to say my humor was her favorite place to rest. But lately, things have been different. Her new job has been consuming her. Every week, she seems a little more drained, a little more serious, and a lot less amused by my usual antics. The lighthearted banter that used to make her smile now just seems to earn a tired sigh. So when her birthday started approaching, I knew I had to do something special. I wanted to remind her of something soft, something sweet, something that felt like us back when things were easier. She'd been talking for months about this one specific bracelet. It was elegant, rose gold, with a tiny, delicate moon charm hanging from it. It was the kind of thing she'd point out in a magazine or stop to look at in a jewelry store window, her eyes lighting up for just a moment before she'd sigh and walk away. It wasn't cheap. Honestly, it was way beyond my budget. But I was determined. I started working late shifts at the diner, picking up every extra hour I could get. I skipped my lunches, telling myself a coffee was enough. I saved every single spare dollar, resisting the urge to buy anything for myself, until I finally held that little velvet box in my hands. The weight of it felt like a victory. The morning of her birthday arrived. I found her on the couch, still in her pajamas, a warm mug steaming between her palms. Her hair was messy from sleep, and she had this peaceful, quiet look on her face. She looked beautiful and so tired. And that's when the stupid idea hit me. The kind of idea that only makes sense in my head for about 5 seconds. I had found this ridiculous neon pink, glittery plastic bracelet at a dollar store a few days before. It was garish and over the top, the exact opposite of the elegant one she wanted. And I thought to myself, what if she opens the prank gift first? It'll be a classic Elliot joke. She'd roll her eyes, maybe swat my arm playfully, and then I'll pull out the real one, and her gasp will be even better because of the contrast. It would be a story we'd tell for years. Classic Elliot joke, classic Marin laugh. So, feeling like a genius, I carefully took the real bracelet out of the velvet box and tucked it into my jacket pocket. Then I placed the cheap, glittery toy bracelet inside the expensive-looking box. I walked over to her, a huge grin on my face, and handed it to her. "Happy birthday, my love." She looked up at me, a small, weary smile on her lips. "You didn't have to get me anything," she said, but I could see the flicker of anticipation in her eyes as she took the box. She ran her fingers over the velvet, and for a second, I felt a pang of guilt, but I pushed it down. The big reveal would be worth it. She lifted the lid, and her face, it didn't soften. It didn't crinkle with amusement. It hardened. It was like a shutter dropped, closing off all the light. "Oh," she said. The word was flat, empty. There was no confusion, no playful annoyance, just hurt, a deep, quiet hurt that hit me like a physical blow. "Marin, wait," I started, my own smile faltering. But she was already holding the cheap bracelet up by its ridiculous glittery stars, dangling it between her fingers as if it were something toxic. "You thought this was funny?" she asked, her voice dangerously quiet. "This? It was a prank," I said quickly, the words tumbling out of my mouth. My heart was starting to pound, just for a second. "I have your real gift, I swear, it's right here." She didn't even look at me. She just closed the box with a soft, heartbreaking thud. "Why is everything a joke with you, Elliot?" Her voice cracked on the last word, and that's what broke me. It wasn't anger that filled her voice. It was pure, unfiltered exhaustion. As if this one silly, stupid joke was the final straw on a pile she could no longer carry. I froze. I reached for my jacket, desperate to pull out the real bracelet and fix this, to rewind the last 2 minutes. But she stood up, leaving her half-full mug on the coffee table. "I don't want anything right now," she said, her back to me. "Marin, I didn't mean I'm going to Talia's." And with that, she walked out of the room. Her birthday breakfast was left untouched. There was no goodbye. No chance for me to explain or to even show her the real gift. The front door didn't slam, but the click of the latch closing echoed in the silence. It felt louder than any slam could ever be. I just stood there, staring at the velvet box on the coffee table. The real gift was still warm in my jacket pocket, and the only thing I felt was the sharp, bitter sting of regret. Not panic, not even frustration. Just deep, gut-wrenching regret. A prank is supposed to make someone laugh. It's not supposed to make someone feel unseen, unheard, and unloved. That night, her sister Rowan sent me a text. It was short, but it hit harder than anything. It said, "She's really hurt, Elliot. Today just wasn't the day for one of your jokes. You should have known." And she was right. I should have. I should have seen past my own need to be the funny guy and just seen her. I should have known that what she needed wasn't a laugh. She needed a place to rest. And I had just turned her favorite place into a minefield. I don't know how to fix this, or even if I can. All I know is that my best intentioned joke might have just cost me everything. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever had a moment where you tried to do something good and it went horribly wrong, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Sometimes it helps just to know you're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories.